Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live Out Loud with Jason. How are you doing today? I am I was running a little behind today. Had some meetings today, so I'm so glad that I did still get to join you today, and I'm glad that you're here, and I really appreciate you. I'm honored that you've taken a few minutes out of your busy day to chat with Jason today. So thank you so much. I hope you're having a wonderful, amazing day. I want to talk to you, just share with you today um, about two main things. The first thing I want to talk to you about today is carving out time. Um, we all have the same 24 hours a day. I have the same as you do, and the most highest successful performing people in the world and the least productive people in the world, we all have the same 24 hours a day. And we're all busy. We are all busy. And so I want to encourage you to carve out time for three things, okay? And the first thing is this. I want to encourage you to carve out time for hearing from God. Because if you're going to live out loud, if you and I are going to live out loud, we truly need to have time to feed our spirits, to listen to God, to read His Word, to meditate on His Word, and to let Him speak to us. And of course, God can speak to us through so many different ways all throughout the day. But I believe there's something special about carving off and dedicating a segment of time, however long that is. For you, that may be a few moments. It may be hours. I don't know. But I want to encourage you that no matter where it's at, if maybe you're busy and you're not used to doing this, take 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and put it on your calendar and say, you know what, at this time of day, here's when I'm going to carve out to have my time alone, my quiet time with God. And for me personally, I like doing this when the house is quiet. So for me, I like to get up before anybody else is up, and so I don't want any other noise in the house, so I can go get alone and there's no distractions. And I read my Bible, I pray, and I just kind of look out my day, review what my plans are for the day, and get all that lined up. So it's not just about planning my day, but it really is about hearing the voice of God. A time that I am specifically setting aside. God, I am here to present myself to you for this day, and I'm here because I want to hear from you. And I'm not just going on my busy day expecting to hear from you. I've set this time aside. So I believe that, friends, if you do that for 7 days, I believe that you're going to find tremendous value in that. If you just do it for 7 days, just 10 or 15 minutes, and whatever time or whatever room or whatever place for you, it could be in the garage in the car, not with the motor running unless you open the door. Or it could be, it could be in your office, your living room, your kitchen table, your patio, wherever. But set it down and just say, you know what, I'm going to do this for 7 days. I'm going to do this for 7 days. And, you might want to start by reading the Bible, but I want to say this: don't spend that whole time reading the Bible, because, the Bible is amazing and it's God's Word, but at the same time, we need to get still and quiet and feel His presence and allow Him to speak to us, not only through His Word, but in our mind, in our spirit, in our dreams and our visions, and our thoughts. Okay, so that's the first thing: is I just carve out some time for for a spiritual time where you can get a download from God. Okay. Now the second thing that I want to encourage you to carve some time out is this: exercise. Even if it's 10 or 15 minutes. One of my habits is, and I share this with you because this works great for me, and I think you would enjoy it. When we get up and get our body moving, energy. It's like energy gains momentum. And when one of the things I do is after I have my quiet time in the morning, I go walk on the treadmill. I just do speed walking for 10 or 15 minutes, not a long time, and it's not my technical workout for the day, but what it does is it gets the blood flowing through my body and through my brain, and by the time I step off that treadmill, I'm no longer lethargic, I'm no longer tired or sluggish, and my state of mind is boom, and my mind is rolling. And so I want to encourage you to get up and get moving in the morning. You may take a walk, you may run, you may jog, you may do push-ups or sit-ups or whatever, but I want to encourage you to not just roll out of bed, brush your teeth and your hair, get dressed and go to work, okay? Carve out that time, number one, to spend some time with God. Number two, to get the habit, the motion of action, your body in motion for the day, the blood flowing. Let's just say get the blood flowing. Okay, I want to encourage you that for two, because your mind is going to feel better. Your body's going to feel better. You're going to be woke up. You're going to be more alert. And again, 7 days. 7 days. Just do it for 7 days. And hey, Adrian. Hey, buddy, you're awesome, man. We do need to have lunch sometime soon. Thanks for taking time out of your day, man. Okay, so here's the third thing that I want to encourage you to take time on, and this is right in line with what we've been talking about on Living Out Loud. Carve out time to live out loud. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, you have in your mind something that you're wanting to do, you're wanting to develop, you're wanting to accomplish, you're wanting to become, whatever that is. How about let's take another 15 minutes a day? And so we got, say 15 minutes with God, 15 minutes of getting the blood flowing. And how about let's set aside 15 minutes, and this could be at a different time of day, 15 minutes to work on what it means to live out loud. So that could mean I'm going to take 15 minutes and read and learn and research. I'm going to take 15 minutes and practice. I'm going to take a few minutes and do X, Y, Z. I'll give you a good example here. Most of you guys have seen me and my son Josiah wheeling around the neighborhood I put it on video. We've got this skateboard thing. It's called a one wheel. It's like a skateboard, but it's just got one huge go-kart wheel in the middle. It's like a hoverboard, right? So when we finally got these, we're like, okay, he and Josiah and I are talking. What's it going to take for us to get really good at this so we can really enjoy it? And so there was two things that we decided we were going to do, and they're pretty simple. And the first one was this: we're going to step on it every day. We're going to go hop on the one wheel every day, even if it's for just 5 minutes. The very habit of getting on it every day is going to make us better. That was the first thing we did. And then the second thing that we did is we gamified our skills. So what we did literally is in my driveway, we set up cones and lines and obstacles, and we began to work on our different skills: turning slow, turning fast, racing, stopping, coming back, running over obstacles, things like that. And then so he and I started having a competition. And so we dedicated, we're going to touch it every day. Two, we worked on our skills in particular. Hey, let's work on this skill, let's work on that skill. And I mean, I'm happy to say that now when we hop on that one wheel, we just hop on it and we don't think about riding it. We just think we're going over there. And all of a sudden it takes us there. It's kind of like when we walk. We think about going over there and our feet take us there, right? And so what is that thing that skill that you need to get in your life to help you live out loud and fulfill your calling more? I'm not sure what that is, but I bet you've got an idea of, I think I really need to work on this. So I'm telling you the simple way to do it. Didn't say it's easy. The simple way is spend a few minutes every day working on it. And it might be practice. It might be reading. It might be phone calls. It might be additional phone calls. It might be meetings. It might mean going and knocking on someone's door. There's so many things it could mean, but if you will just say, hey, look, I'm going to set aside a small block of time every day to do this. Maybe you want to write. Maybe it's I'm going to set aside, a few minutes a day. I'm going to write for 15 minutes a day, or I'm going to write 500 words a day, something like that. Or maybe you have a gift of teaching and you want to work on it. Maybe you feel like you've got this teaching bottled up in you, but you don't have any students. Okay, maybe that's how you feel. So guess what? Get out there and talk to people. Write it down. How about do a Facebook Live? How about start a YouTube channel? Something like that, and get into the habit of using your gift, your skill every day. And as you use it, you're going to get better. That's called watering it with time and effort. And you're going to get better. And guess what? Before you know it, you're going to look back and go, wow, have I come a long way? Because you're making little bitty incremental increases every day. 1% better every day gets you like 370 times, 370% better after the end of just a year, right? So if you will commit to doing that, carve out time for 3 things, friends. God, getting your blood flowing, and living out loud. Those 3 things. That's 45 minutes a day. We've got 24 hours a day. Gosh, we sleep 8 hours, some of us less, some of us more. But now we've still got 16 hours. Gosh, we're going to work 8 to 10 hours, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, whatever. But we've got about 8 hours where we're waking, not working. And how are we going to use those? How about let's just take one of those, just 10% of that additional time, and let's use it for things that are going to make us better so that we can be better for this world. We can be better and give glory to God in serving and fulfilling our calling in life. 3 blocks of time. Do it every day, okay? And you know what? Adrian says that speaks to me, but I'm gonna be honest. This is stuff that speaks to me, and this is stuff that's spoken to me, and I found it valuable, and I'm hoping, as I share different things that you guys can learn from maybe some of my wins and learn from some of my losses. My hope is that if I've got anything that I've learned or any knowledge that I can share, it's that I would share that with you, and maybe you can avoid some of the pain and some of the pitfalls that I've stepped in, and you can jump right over those. That's my hope here, guys. And hey, there's Pastor Carol Speed. Hi there. I am so glad you joined in today. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day. So, okay, friends. So there's one other subject I want to share with you about today, and we all have a lot of precious things in our life. There's our relationship with God. There's our family. There's maybe mementos and sentimental things. But two of the most precious things that we have that are fleeting, very fleeting, are our time and our health. And we can, when our health is decreasing, we can do things to improve our health. We can, obviously we're all going to grow old, right? But can we slow down the aging? Yeah, we can, by being healthy and having healthy habits. And so those 2 things, I want to encourage you. I don't know where you're at in life. You may be super fit. Maybe you feel like your health is failing. Okay, and there's just some things that we're all going to get old and die someday, every one of us. But the point is this: regardless of where we're at, we can't fix yesterday. All we can do is have the right attitude, emotions, thoughts, and feelings, and actions going forward. And yes, everything that I just mentioned, we're in control of. We are in control of our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, and I want to encourage you to just make a determination that no matter what it is, you're going to do your best to make the most of the days that you have, okay? And so, what does that mean? Let's be healthy. How about if let me ask you this question, and I ask myself this type of question all the time. If I don't change anything, if I keep doing what I'm doing, and you guys know this, if it's the definition of insanity, right? It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. But let's ask it this way: if I keep doing what I'm doing right now, will my situation improve or will it get worse? So that really is a good judge of the habits. Are my habits, attitudes, actions, are they making things better or are they making things worse? Are my habits making me die faster or slower? Okay? And and that could be, again, that could be your exercise, your eating habits, or any other type of habit. And I want to encourage you to guard your health and don't get discouraged. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to give up and say, you know what? And we could just, I'm already sick. I'm already fat. I'm already out of energy. Whatever. There's 1,000 things we could all say. Every one of us can look in the mirror and find an excuse to complain about our health or our body or the way we look. But God has given us our bodies. And that is another thing that we need to steward and take care of. He puts us in charge of our families. He stewards us with gifts and talents, with finances. He gives us our body. He gives us time, money, all these things. And our body is one that we need to steward, okay? And guess what? Maybe you've eaten like crap for decades. You can't change that. Can you change your direction? Absolutely, you can. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction and say, you know what, I'm going to do better. Here's what that means. I'm going to take baby steps, and I'm going to do this and that, and guard your health. Because here's the thing: when our health is not, hey, there's Brandy. Hey, Brandy, thanks for listening in today. When our health is not doing well, it hinders our ability to live out loud. And I don't want your ability or my ability to live out loud to be hindered. I want us to be vibrant, to be thriving with life and action and movement and vitality. And so let's take care of ourselves, okay? And we all may be starting at different places, but just make a determination that, you know what, starting today forward, I'm going to do things with my body, with my health, with my fitness that are going to prolong my life rather than shorten my life. Whatever that is for you, that's what I want to encourage you to do. And the other part of that is our time, stewarding our time. We all have the same 24 hours, and guess what? We all need to unwind. We all need rest and relaxation. And when we sleep, that's when our mind, literally our I can't remember the fluid in our brain. Actually, our blood goes out of our brain when we sleep, and fluid comes in and cleans our brain. Then the blood goes back. It's really cool. You should look up that article. I found it. I think Boston University did a big study on it. It was such a cool. They captured it with some special MRI equipment. It was a really cool thing about how your brain washes itself at night when you sleep. So your sleep is very, very important. Now, but our time, we all need to relax and unwind. But what are we doing with our time? Are we spending our time complaining about our health, complaining about how about we're complaining about things we can change, and a lot of times when we complain about the government, our boss, our coworkers, the traffic, the weather, just everything, world events, everything that you can imagine. But what good does that do? It does no good to do that complaining. You know what all that does? It makes us feel better. It makes us feel better. And I don't want to feel better. I want to be better. Don't you want to be better? Because guess what? When I get better, I'm going to feel better. That's what I want to do. I want to be as awesome as I can for God, and I want you to be as awesome as you can for God and give glory to Him by living out your calling and your purpose. And again, you may need to water those seeds, those gifts. You may need to take them out for a spin and practice using them, or maybe they're collecting dust and rust, and you need to dust them off, clean them off, and put some oil on the joints. Whether, again, teaching or preaching or writing or serving or whatever it is, building, whatever that gift is, you were created to be awesome in some area, in some zone, and you were created to be king of some jungle somewhere. Okay, I want to encourage you to do that. So we need to guard our time. We need to guard our health. Okay, friends, and Adrian says, that's a really good Adrian. Adrian says, our feelings lie to us. That is so true. And so And you know, that brings up a good point, Adrian. Is um, I don't feel like we should let our feelings control us. I feel that our feelings are like a feedback system, and we need to be in control of those. I'm not going to feel that way. I'm not, you know, whatever that feeling is, sadness or anger or whatever. I choose, guess what? I choose joy. I choose happiness. I choose positivity. I choose, not that this is a feeling, but I choose faith and hope. And when I choose those things, it changes the way I think, the way I act. You know what? When like things like worry, you realize worry can really make you sick? And what does worry do? It does nothing but make you sick. Does it make you any better, any more prepared? No, it doesn't. Don't waste any of your time worrying. And if you're filled with worry, you gotta step on it. You gotta squash it. And you gotta replace it with faith and trust and action. And one of the ways to get past things that we dread and we fear is to smash right through them right now. Don't wait. Don't wait till tomorrow. Smash through those things, okay? And there's so much more to say on this subject, and I've probably taken a little too long already. But friends, I want you to live out loud. I want you to be and do and discover all that God has for you, because the world needs what you have, and you are more awesome than you think. So friends, you're amazing. Have a great day. Go out, live out loud, and don't forget to carve out that time for those three things and guard your health and guard your time. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.